So I finished watching Avatar: The Last Airbender Season 2. I was very skeptical on whether this season would be better than the first, or at least live up to that kind of surprising nature of the show that I was not expecting in the first one. And in my review today, I will be going over some of these points, and I feel, in short, that it managed to live up to that. It managed to continue at that high that was set by the previous season. But let me go into more details. So I'm going to give off my spoiler-free points first. And so I'll give a few positives and a few negatives. So let's start off with the positives. I would say that this season does a great job of character development, especially some of the new characters, such as a character you'll meet called Toph, who's brilliant. I really like her. Her kind of banter with the rest of the group is just very good. And I feel like the show itself manages to continue to meet that standard that was set by the previous season in terms of both being surprising and satisfying in the decisions they make. So it's not like they don't make too many decisions that feel like they don't work. Because I know some shows can try to be surprising, but just give you something completely like alternative to what you were thinking it was going to happen, and it leaves you dissatisfied. Whereas they manage to give you something that you're not expecting, but something that's been hinted at, or at least been kind of foreshadowed in a way, so that it seems like a satisfying conclusion to whatever that this decision was. And I feel they do a really good job of that. I'd say the negatives in this one, there are very little. I feel this one actually does a really good job. I say some of the middle episodes drop a little bit. But other than that, there's not too much. I'd say the negatives are not stuff they've done wrong. It's just stuff other shows have done that they didn't do, if you know what I mean. So I'm now going to talk spoilers. If you'd like to skip to the score and just see the score so you can get my general gist of the review, I will leave a time code stamp down there. That one. Down here. Down here's what. Anyway, spoilers. So once again, the show manages to subvert my expectations massively. We're going to start off with a big spoiler already, which is the ending of the season, where they lose the city of Ba Sing Se, and Aang basically dies. Which, for a kid show, I keep saying for a kid show, which because it is. It was on Nickelodeon? But for a kid show, the season ends. The big climax of the season is that they fail to protect the city. They manage to protect their friends, but they fail to protect the city, and Aang nearly dies. So they're aware of the line, and they go there. They're not just like trying to tiptoe around certain themes and certain ideas because they are aware of their audience. It's just so good. Characters such as Zuko get great character development in this show, especially episodes such as, I think it's the one titled Zuko Alone, which is one of the best episodes in the season. But it's just, his character development is amazing. They don't just follow those kind of conflicted stereotypes where he's like a bad character, and then the first chance he gets at being good, he just is good from then onwards, and that's how it works. His kind of conflicted kind of arc throughout this series, where he tries to be good, and then he is held down by the name of being a firebender, and that he is the son of the Fire Lord, and so he struggled with that throughout the season, and he definitely comes more into the forefront of the season within this, and you kind of learn, and it helps you learn a bit more about the Fire Nation as a whole. But yeah, so he comes more into his own. He's a great character in this season, and I can't go into any more. I have watched the final season. There will be a review for that up soon, but very good. I like the introduction of the character Toph. She's really good, and her dynamic with the rest of the group is very good. She's like an experienced earthbender, and she teaches Aang, but she acts in a different way to Katara. Katara is more like, I think it's mentioned in one of the episodes, Katara, the way she teaches is with like kind words, trying to be nice to him, and teach him that way. Whereas Aang, Toph is like complete in his face, like, do this now, if you don't do it now. Which at first you see as a bit harsh, but then but it's just the way earthbending acts as a whole. And so this is kind of needed, that kind of way of teaching. And yeah, so her kind of defensive nature just within the group just acts really well, and I really enjoy it. I feel some of the episodes are less memorable in this season, but I do like this manages the season, especially in comparison to the first one, manages to come into its own in terms of narrative structure, because I felt like the first few episodes of the first season felt like, oh, they go do this, they are hunted by the Fire Nation catches them, they get away. And that was the first few episodes, I thought, of the first season. But they managed to obviously come into their own in the end of that season. Well, I say the end, like the second and third of the season. They managed to do quite well there. This one managed to come into its own straight away, understanding, sets the tone of the season, what it's going to be like, especially with, I think, the first episode where they're talking about the Avatar state and how dangerous that actually is if it's not controlled. And that's quite good. You got characters in the season such as, I think, is it the 3 Fire Lord women? I can't remember their names. You've got his sister, Zuko's sister. Zuko, her friend, is it May that Zuko used to date? And then the other one that used to work in the circus. I can't remember their names. But their kind of dynamic between the three of them is very good. And they're so powerful in terms of, you don't think they are, but they are like ridiculously powerful. And every time they come in contact with the main group, it's just so, they only just get away. And that power is just brilliant, because although Zuko in the first season seemed like a good villain, he very rarely managed to take it far enough that he nearly won. There was like a couple times where, with the addition of the blue spirit, where he kind of did something that actually worked. I feel like Zuko is one of those characters that when he works on his own, he does all right, but he needs to be working in such a way that he's not fulfilling exactly what the Fire Nation needs, if you know what I mean. Whereas the rest, these three, the 3 women of the Fire Nation, yeah, they're just OP. And every time they come in contact, the group only barely escape, especially in the last episode where Aang nearly dies. Let me just reiterate that. And what makes me sad is at the end where Zuko turns on his uncle, and sad times. So the score of this season, I'm going to have to give it an 87 out of 100. My review for the final season should be up soon. I really enjoyed this. I just want to go back and watch it again, but I've got some other stuff that I need to watch to get reviews out for, so I'll get through that. But it's such a good season. If you haven't watched it already, go watch it now. I'll leave a link up there for my review for the other for the playlist, so you can watch all them. And if you like the lighting's a bit weird today, I would fix it, but as you can see, there's some bags down here. I am moving soon, so within the next, at some point, you will see a change in scenery. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to speak to me or any others about the show or anything like that, we've got a Discord channel. I'll leave a link for that in the description down below. Or also leave a link down there for you to buy the season if you want to have it. I like having physical copies, so I'll leave a link down there. And leave your suggestions on what you want me to cover in the comment section down below. And below me should be a subscribe link. Go subscribe so you can see more of my content. And over there will be a video chosen by the YouTube algorithm. Go check that out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.